Your first song was with your brother.
Yeah.
Fast forward. Dutch and Spade.
Right.
You guys became a group.
Yeah.
And like a week after that, you had a situation.
Yeah. It's a guy in Philly by the name of Stevie G. Salute to Stevie G, Sadiq, and Roller. Roller was the guy that Hov was talking about. Got a plug named Roller out in PA. Roller and all of those guys were like the guys, and Daoud Bey. I can't forget my brother Daoud Bey, Tifi Bey's uncle. They all were like the liaisons for like when Hov and them would come to Philly because they was the niggas that was getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? With, the properties and them having, just being niggas that when they pop out, they got on what you got on. You got on a rollie, they got on a rollie. You know what I'm saying? So we had a huge cipher at Stevie G crib, Most Wanted, Beanie Siegel, all of us. And what we didn't know at the time was they were hand picking. You know what I'm saying? Like who they was gonna take to this label, who they was gonna take to that. Beans shit was more so already etched in stone because Beans was so fucking just dope. Like that's one of my favorite rappers, bro. Like Beans is one of my favorite.
Shout out to Beanie Siegel.
Shout out to my nigga Sieg, man. Salute. But Beans is like one of my favorites because when I met Beans, it was like he was like really like on the tip like. I never heard no shit like this before. Like that Monopoly. Have you ever heard the Monopoly shit he did? The joint where he break down the whole Monopoly game into like the streets and all that. Bro, when you get a chance, pull that up.
What album is that on?
Just put in Beanie Siegel Monopoly. He broke that shit down to the point where it was like sort of like a die type of joint. You know how he broke that die shit down?
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is that just to keep on that joint, all of us being around each other, we would ride around and just come up with these records together. You know what I'm saying? But it was like that cipher handpicked us to be what we was. Me and Spade were a part of Major Figures, but we wasn't Dutch and Spade. You know what I'm saying? So we got an opportunity. They said, yo, y'all should be a group. I look at Spade look at me, we like, get this money or what? We went and got the bag, and right after that, with us doing artist development and having to move to Brooklyn and, jail with each other, we became Dutch and Spade. You know what I'm saying? Like, we became that. And it was like, signed us just off of us coming in, pitting on some instrumentals. And the way that we would rap back then was I would spit a verse, do a hook, Spade would come in with a 16, that's a song. We would reverse it and do it that way. And he like, damn, those are songs? No, I know to do the hook, he know to come in with the 16.
Right.
And was like big with a love jar.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do the deal. Y'all cool, y'all signed artists tomorrow.
Wow.
Yo, I was real like that though. I fucked with
In some aspects.
No, I know that. I'm talking about in that aspect right there. That
I love.
No. If I'm gonna pull the trigger, I'm gonna pull the trigger. That's all I'm talking about.
I gotta say, who else was in that cipher amongst
Most Wanted? Like
Most
I
Wanted.
said, Beans was there. Gilly was there. Basically, all of like the heavy hitters out the city.
So everybody went.
Yeah, everybody was there. And me and Spade was the last two niggas that just kept spitting verses. So Stevie G was like, why y'all niggas just don't become a group? I got a situation I could take y'all to. They looking for a duo. We went to go see 23 East Madison was the office at Entertainment. We went over there, spit some shit. And when I came home, a couple weeks later, we was going to go see the lawyer. A couple weeks after that, bag.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
How much did you sign for?
We did our first deal for $250. $250 with $750,000 overhead. So that was the back end. Yeah. That was the first one. Yeah.
Now, you said in other interviews, there was a deal that you turned down.
Yeah.
What is the details around that?
Immaturity. you know what I'm saying, immaturity, and you know, I want to publicly, and not just because it's for social media or a sound bite. I want to publicly apologize to Jay-Z as a brother and a human being. I apologize for being young and not understanding the vision that you had. And any time in the future that we can sit down, I would love to sit down and just apologize to you face to face for being, you know, inaccurate with my gauge. My gauge wasn't where it is now.
Right.
So, you know, what you offered us was an opportunity. What we looked at it as was an insult, and that's because we were young and, you know, unseasoned at the time. But Hov, you was right, and I'm gonna be honest with that. We should have never turned that down because he just didn't offer us a deal. He offered us a clothing line. He'd offered us merchandise to be sold at any, you know, at our leisure. He also offered us paper on top of that, knowing that we was basically raping the game because we had so many different deals. You know what I'm saying? We all over everywhere. So it's like, bro, take this little bit of, you know what I mean, I'm gonna give you right now, but the next year you're gonna be a millionaire, guaranteed. Because he was gonna get on the records, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, that one thing about you young guys that's coming into this industry and y'all coming into this rap game, when a nigga giving you an opportunity, sometimes don't look for the money all the time because it comes later. You know what I'm saying? So if that make any sense, I just wish that we would have took that Rocafella situation. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah.
My life would be totally different right now, and I know it would because I know the type of guy that my friend Sean Carter is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say this though, anytime that I do see Hov, he don't walk past me. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him for that because he don't have to say nothing to me. And he acknowledges me. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you and Jay-Z meet up?
I remember being in Philly one night inside a nightclub, and the freestyles that we was doing on Stretch Armstrong and Clark Kent and all of that type of
Shout out to Clark Kent.
K Slay.
Shout out to Stretch.
You know what I'm saying? They was getting, you know, around. You know what I'm saying? DJ Clue, SO, all of them. You know what I'm saying? He was getting around. Clue was.
Yo, those Clue and K Slay tapes, I used to, when I was working at Port Authority, I would travel to Canada a lot. And I was playing their music. This was late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if I'm getting that time frame
No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
I would go to Toronto, and they wasn't getting that Dutch and Spade, that Beanie Siegel, that DMX, all that extra shit, and we was the toast of the town. I'm getting box off these niggas' lyrics because they wanted the raw. Real shit.
I believe it.
Yeah. So him saying that about the mixtape is so really.
That era was so different.
They're different.
Yeah. So that what I didn't know was that, you know, when you just a young artist and impressionable, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know that your stuff is traveling because you so lit in your city.
Right.
That when you walk around, everybody, you know, they chasing us in the malls and shit like that. Like I've experienced that, being chased by teenage girls, you know what I'm saying? Having to run to the car and everybody wants to autograph and being touched and this, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So, and I loved it. It's just, we didn't understand it. So I'm in the club one night and we just going out and Hov is performing that night. And I hear, yo, where Dutchie Man at? Still ain't shit to me. I'm fuck, I think I heard some bullshit like that. Yo, Dutch, where you at, my nigga? Why don't you come up here and spit something? My nigga tapped me like, yo, bro, he calling you to the stage. I'm like, who? He like, fucking Jay-Z, nigga, calling you to the stage. I said, no, the fuck, he fucking calling me to the stage. Where's fucking Jay-Z? I get up there, he pop open a bottle of Cristal, give it to me, and say, yo, spit that shit. I start rapping. He like, yeah. We leave that night. I don't run back into him no other time. He come back to Philly to do some radio run shit. me, Roller, Beanie Siegel, all of us is there. We go back up there. Beans is already working on his situation at the time. You know what I'm saying?
With Jay.
Yeah, with Jay. You know what I'm saying? He going up there, he bombing shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Reservoir Dogs, all that type of shit. He bombing shit. So Jay like, yo, let me hear something. I give him something else. He like, and this time we still, you know, everything is rolling. So the way I'm telling it to you is going slow, but it's simultaneously happening. The cipher and all this stuff is going on at Stevie G crib. I get the deal with Un. But he's still, you know, yo, where you at? You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Me and Spade would go sit with Dame and Jay, watch football games, smoke cigars and stuff like that.
Stevie G?
No, Spade though. Me, Spade, we would, you know, we was
No, I
all-
mean, where would y'all watch these at?
Watch what?
Where would y'all watch the game at?
With Jay
at
and
the
Dame.
office.
At
At
Jay and
Jay and
Dame.
Dame office, at the Rocafella office.
Wow.
The first one they had, it was like
The old shit.
50 something.
It was the
50th
old
and
Def Jam, 50th
58th
Street,
and
8th
8th
Avenue.
Avenue.
They was on the 19th floor,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
nigga.
They had the first joint.
19,
I had that little
nigga.
private room in
Charlie
the
Clark
back.
used to bring me through there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
19.
there's a girl named Emmanuel that used to be at the front desk. And I
No,
believe
no,
she,
yeah.
what?
Go ahead, go ahead.
It wasn't her?
Go ahead, son, just go ahead.
Emmanuel's doing well right now, I think.
No, I wasn't gonna say, just go ahead, son.
You know what I'm saying? You secret
More
little...
street nigga shit. More street nigga shit.
Stupid nigga retarded.
He's talking about who out?
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. All right? Don't listen to Dutch. No, know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
Next thing you know, I'm gonna be getting called like he know I'll be getting called what you said.
we
Go
would
ahead.
always like I said, then it got to the point where Hov would just call us up and we just would come up and just be rapping and rapping and rapping and rapping. And like I said, we did that Philly record and he came up with the idea for us to be the dynasty. And it didn't happen because we just, you know, being young. And it's like, my only regret is allowing people to run my situation for me instead of me just running my situation, because a lot of these relationships that I had were personal relationships. You know what I'm saying? It was more so I should have worried about what Dutch was doing, but I looked at that as being selfish, which is nothing wrong with that sometimes, because when my kids need to eat, I can't call nobody in this room and ask them to feed my child.
Right.
And you don't owe me that. So my selfishness sometimes could help me.
I guess that was it's a learning point where you got to separate the way you think in your neighborhood and for your family, and acknowledge the business aspect of it,
Right.
and kind of see like I could be losing making this decision, and then I really wouldn't be able to help none of my people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I know that now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that now. Like the people that are gonna watch this are gonna say, well, who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
You just Google Dutch and Spade and you'll see what's going on. Like,
Oh, no. They'll
you
know.
what I mean? Like
Trust
my
me.
whole thing is, no, I'm saying I know they'll know. Some people will know, but the people who don't know, they're gonna be like, oh, he's quoting Jay-Z's name and this and that. No, this is what happened. I can't make my life up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask to be this person. This is what my Lord of my understanding gave me. He told me, this is what you're gonna be, obviously. So my thing is, you know, we spent a lot of time around, you know, a lot of great artists. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of artists upcoming and their demise as well.
Right.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.